and I'm just kind of sitting back watching.
Oh, I'm doing that right now too. This looks sick. This looks like Utah or Nevada or something.
Playing around, switching between, getting used to using the controller and the keyboard, switching back and forth.
Oh, do you use yeah, lots of people use a controller when they observe, huh?
Yeah, they were talking about the pros and cons. Like, controllers definitely allow you to have like smoother movements and things like that, but the keyboard and mouse has a little bit, keyboard and mouse has a lot more options. Like they have, the objective camera, they have all the still frames.
How do you use the objective camera?
Objective camera, I believe, is 0 when
You
you're
just press
keyboard.
0.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And it'll just kind of follow the payload, or
Wow.
it'll give you a good overview of the costs.
I use the F keys a lot too to switch to people.
Well, speaking of switching and keys, switching of heroes, teams switching up the composition. Gonna see 2 Bastions coming out. A pick we've seen prevalent on the Junkertown, and it's Decrate leading it off right here with the Sentinel turret, having the Mercy boost behind his back. And how do you feel is gonna play the attack versus defensive Bastion for these 2 teams?
Bastion, I think the strong suit of Bastion is that he's able to break down shields here really fast. So, although they have Orisa and Reinhardt on the defense here, the Bastion's going to be able to break them down, especially if the defending Bastion is dead, as Papa gets picked off. An early pick from Hulk and Hikaru allows D-Crape to just wreck face on the first map. That's going to be a first point take, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you like getting those picks right there, just kind of mowing through the Crepe, not having to let go of anything, and eventually he's able to break through the shield, like you mentioned. Just a little bit, unfortunately, have to give up this first point so quickly, almost no stop in the payload, it seems like.
Yeah, and with Rush Hour having momentum going into the streets phase of Junkertown, it's awfully hard to dislodge the Bastion now. They're going to have to play off the back of that Riptire that Marshtomp is coming up on.
Although Hulk and Haru going down right there to Papa definitely doesn't help the situation, but I feel like they'll be fine going around this corner. Bastion still getting boosted up, watchful, doing great things, holding down on that right mouse button. And Sherlock Holmes getting the pick on the Imperial Monk as well, pulling back. And they're just going to keep it going, although we do have Genji around the backside trying to be a nuisance. He might find himself in a wrong situation.
Ooh, yeah, Papa definitely annoying the backline, but it's just going to be a mild annoyance as D-Crape swats him down like a fly. D-Crape getting a second kill onto Fat Piggy, and Hulk and Hikaru taking out the Riptire from Junkrat. That's going to mean D-Crape is firmly on the point as Imperial Monk and Walrus try to make a last stand, but they lose their main tank, they lose their Ana. That's going to be a Streets phase take from Rush Hour.
And losing the Ana so early, we talk about this in the pregame, the supports really make a difference. And then even you brought it up, Mercy, it's just kind of, we're in the, if you can't beat them, join them, as Wrecking Genji's kind of switch over to the Mercy. And now they're going to be going forward with just over 5.5 minutes to push toward this last point. They look like they're looking unscathed as they continue to push forward.
TT's gonna have to pull something out of their back pocket if they're gonna want to win this one, and Papa just might have it with that Dragon Blade, but Sherlock Holmes getting a pick onto Imperial Monk, showing he's the better Roadhog. It's gonna have to be Papa with this coming up huge with this Dragon Blade, and he's looking for it. He's lurking in the back, trying to get some picks on Widowmaker, but meanwhile, the cart is still rolling, Manny.
Yeah, cart's still rolling. Papa around the side, looking for his opportunity. He's going to have to go for it soon as they're going to push around this corner. Going to get the heal back up to full health. Orisa dropped him a damage boost, and I think he's going to look for it right here, jumping up as everyone else uses their ultis. Finally going to slash into the beam. Bastion's going to pop the tank infiltration. He's actually reflecting it back, holding him around. Marshtomp getting the kills, and this might be the fight they were looking for. The Crate getting a kill onto somebody. Actually, Bastion popping off with 2 rockets right there into 2 key members, support and the DPS. And now Bastion finally getting taken down by Fat Piggy. Looks like the blue team's going to get this moving backwards. So they finally find the relief they need right there. And that's definitely a sigh of a breath of fresh air for the team right there. What was the key?
Definitely TT going to be able to take a little bit of a breath, but not too big, as they still have 4.5 minutes almost to defend. But Marshtomp coming up big in that fight, and Papa didn't even have to unsheath that Dragon Blade. And as we see Rush Hour actually switch off of that Bastion for the last point, it's a good idea if you get dislodged from the point. D-Crape going on to that Pharaoh we've been seeing quite a bit of tonight.
It definitely seems to be a pick he really prefers, and honestly, who can blame him for the success he's been having on tonight? paired with the Mercy just keeping on him really strongly. And have a fight popping off. We're going to see Fat Piggy going down to Sherlock Holmes. Now they're going to push back around and take control of their payload, moving it in the opposite direction. Other Roadhog getting the hook, and now both Oristas are down. The team's getting it going. Moira trying to kite back for a team realizing the situation she doesn't want to be in. Our team's just getting absolutely ravished across the map. They're definitely going to have to get something going in these last couple of seconds. Payload closing in on the objective right here. Hastis pushing forward, trying to look for something, and they're holding them down through this little corner right here. I don't know if they can push through.
Yeah, they're getting choked off really hard as the payload ekes closer and closer to the end. Imperial Monk pops that whole hog at that coalesce behind him in his last efforts attempt. They get a couple of picks off of that. Might be the opening they're looking for as Marshtomp comes with that Riptire, picking off Hulk and Hikaru. That's going to signal Rush Hour to back off a little bit here. Maybe rethink their strategy. 3 minutes left on the clock.
3 minutes left indeed. And the only issue that might be a concern, though, is the ult economy, because we're going to see they use pretty much everything right there. We have 3 ultimates on their way quickly for Rush Hour. And pretty much only thing coming up is the Orisa. We have 3 up, and then we have a 4th one on its way. As I mentioned, he's going to pick it up. They're going to look to get this next fight popping off, although Papa getting that pop off onto the Crepe's head definitely gets the situation going. Here's the fight popping off. Sherlock Holmes going to get eliminated by Imperial Monk. Going to miss the hook on the Mercy in the air. And now the rest of the team double kill for the Crepe right there. Sherlock Holmes getting a kill right there. People's bodies, carcasses on the ground. And this almost solidifies their quick victory on this first round 1. Getting all 3 points with 2:17 going to be the final time.
Yeah, just a little bit of a stall at the end for Rush Hour. We saw TT switch onto that hit scan finally on that McCree, but by then it was too late after I think it was Papa switched to that McCree. After he got a kill onto DeCrape, DeCrape just got rezzed right back up and was able to take that barrage for the finish, but stalled off a little bit of time. As you mentioned, they almost had 6 minutes Rush Hour did going into that, so stalling it down to 2 minutes, not a bad job. We just have to see if TT can do a better job on their offense.
Yeah, and it looks like now with the side swap, and they're also going to be looking to have Papa be the person they put on the Bastion to start this off for them. Walrus going to be looking for a Widow, so kind of interesting, you know, Bastion, somebody that just kind of moves, Bastion, somebody that kind of moves forward with the payload, the line of aggression, while Widow prefers generally to try and sit back, you know, look for people through the line of sights, and really going to be looking to hunt the head down of Haru and Watchful, you think? Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Walrus is going to be hunting those support heads for sure, and it's an interesting strategy because you know, Widowmaker kind of in the back observing the whole battlefield while Papa on that Bastion kind of makes space. Papa actually a sub from TT Clan, bringing him in as that Bastion specialist whenever the situation calls for it.
The world needed him most.
He's the hero TT Clan needs. Yeah. Maybe not the one they deserve.
Avatar, master of all 4 roles in Overwatch. Marshtomp really busting out the Lucio right here. Something we haven't seen get run in a while because people feel like Lucio ulti just gets burned through a little bit too quickly, but he's going to be having the speed boost right here. They're going to have to quickly jump onto this payload. Now we're going to see this new strategy getting revitalized, trying to push through Bastion, gunning towards that shield, trying to get some people down. And he fires out, switches quickly over to the healing aura. And there's going to be a very different comp, not very different, but slightly different comp in the way that it plays out.
Definitely a little bit of a difference from Rush Hour playing that Sherlock Holmes on that Mei in an attempt to, of course, ice wall Papa off of the cart. As we see Papa dislodged from the cart, in fact, and DeCrape gets a hook onto him, able to finish him off. Not what you want to see for your Bastion. You kind of want to get a firm fixture on the cart, the payload early, and that's going to be a cleanup coming in for Rush Hour.
Definitely going to clean them up, and now they're going to start pushing people back right there. This fight just ended up not working out. People getting picked off at the wrong situations. Egbert doing a good job with the discords and the heals for everybody. Now they're going to get Papa, and that's going to cause a big stagger. Going to just waste more time to get this payload moving further back. And I feel like you mentioned once you kind of lose the payload, you got to switch away because it's going to be really hard for them to get back to this with this team comp they have. Although these picks might help. Sherlock Holmes actually going to get the kill on the Fat Piggy. And they're just going to keep holding them back right here.
Yeah, you do see Papa. I was going to ask, do you think they're going to switch off the Bastion? And they do exactly that. In Overwatch League, we actually saw, I believe it was London Spitfire versus Shock. They stayed on that Bastion for a very long time, but the Papa opting to switch to that Junkrat. But Sherlock Ohms just getting a pick after pick with the long distance icicles. Marshtomp forced to be rezzed up by Imperial Monk.
You're gonna have to get rezzed up, and that's something you kind of, unfortunately, as we're gonna see, Waller's getting that kill on the Egbert, taking that head down. Gives this team a little bit of confidence. They're gonna start to push forward. The May ulti coming out right here, gonna take up a decent amount of area, push people away from the payload. Gonna see people getting frozen, caught in the storm. You're gonna see 3 people going down right here in this ulti for the side of Rush Hour, and it looks like they're just gonna keep this hole going. Marshtomp trying to jump into the middle of the team, pump them up with the music, but it's not gonna help out. 5-player kill streak coming in, and that was a really good utilization of the May ulti from Sherlock Ohms right there, really holding a lot of people down and getting those key targets, you feel like. But other things have to play into that.
But I really want to give the lion's share of the credit to Sherlock Ohms with that single ult hold, coupled with those couple of headshot kills, really holding TT back. But Decrep pops that whole hog attempt to, and he will pick off Imperial Monk and get Fat Piggy for his efforts as well. That's one big pig, as Waller is trying to do what he can in the back. Picks off Sherlock Ohms and Egbert, but will it be enough, Manny? I don't think so.
I agree. I don't think it's going to be. We're going to see, as he comes off of the aimbot 76, just going to be keeping people back and going to be losing a shield right here. Wrecking Genji's getting really weak. Team's going to get back onto the payload as he gets some more time to recharge. 60 seconds, so they're going to need a strong push. This Orisa ulti might be the key thing, but we still got to pay attention to where these, how Egbert ends up using this ulti. He's pretty much the only other ulti up, and Imperial Monk just gets the Mercy ulti staying back right here. They're going to be watching, bobbing around. Another Orisa ulti getting popped right here, and a lot of people getting boosted up by this. Hipkin Haru getting the kill on the Waller's back, getting the other Orisa, Marshtomp getting the kill onto the orb, and now Zenyatta finally popping the ulti. This might end up being enough for them to push forward, it looks like.
Yeah, TT finally with a little bit of momentum. It seemed that Rush Hour was a little bit scared playing further back, but as you can see, Rush Hour kind of coming in from behind now with the numbers. Egbert, Marshtomp falling there, and Sherlock Ohms with another pick. 10 seconds left on the game. Is TT Clan going to be able to get back on the point through this whole hog?
Don't think so. Whole hog, as you mentioned right there, just going to push Fat Piggy, the last defender of his team, going to push him into the corner. And it looks like the Avatar and his members of Team Avatar aren't going to be able to get it done. The Fire Nation's going to take this one with everybody being on fire right there at the end.
Who's Haku then, if they're the Fire Nation? That's what I wonder.
Haku, what's her name? Probably one of Azula's buddies.
As we see, Watchful with that play of the game on Mercy, that clutch res on Decrep, allowing him to pop that barrage. Overall, good map, but TT Clan not able to push through.
Mercy play of the game right there. It's interesting for me to see that because I remember back before Mercy got reworked and every play of the game was just any 4 or 5 man ulti.
Yeah, those were dark times. I don't know if they were darker times than now, but they were definitely. She would just hide on Temple of Anubis and pop out with that 5 man at the end.
Oh my god!
Are they going to be? You think they're going to be no more Mercy play of the games now after the nerfs come through?
I don't think there's going to be any Mercy players after the nerfs come through.
Man. No, they're still going to exist.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's still a place for her in the meta, especially because there's so many different levels of people playing Overwatch. But speaking of levels of Overwatch, look at that transition. I mean, looking at how both teams adjusted to the pushes, both teams had failures with the push. Like it stopped, the payload stopped at different points. Now granted, Rush Hour got a lot further in their push. TT Clan was not able to adjust. What do you guys think was the difference there? Let's start with Manny. What do you think was the difference between TT Clan's adjustment, why it didn't work, versus Rush Hour's?
TT Clan, I feel like they just kind of held on to their heroes a little bit too long. We were talking about this in the beginning, but you have certain heroes that you use when you have the initial payload push, but once you end up going down, you have to swap away to other people, and I feel like we just didn't see that come through for them. Them holding on to these, sit on top of the payload, push forward, shield champions, and you need to start to switch to things that can be a little bit more aggressive, take the fight to the other team. Maybe bring out a Genji or a diva or something like that, and you definitely got to switch up your team comp to fit the situation that you're in.
Yeah, you didn't see Papa switch onto that Junkrat until quite long. He was at 70 or 80% on his tank configuration, but you really got to commit. Are you going to switch off or are you going to stay on it? I think that was the key as well, Manny.
Now we're going to be switching over to Horizon Lunar Colony, a map that I know community has a lot of mixed feelings about. I'm personally not a fan of this map, but I do like casting it, purely because I like to learn strategies around it. And what do you think we're going to see from these teams? I know we've seen a lot in pro play. Teams just prefer to kind of try and rush around that left side through that bottom room and come from the side and go for it.
Yeah, we currently see Walrus with that Sombra selected, and I think that's a very interesting pick. We saw someone in the Overwatch League run that on Watchpoint. They weren't successful with it. I think whoever played Spitfire. Yeah, it was Rascal. And I don't know if it was successful, but anyways, we do see Walrus on that Sombra, and we should be looking to see them hack that left pack and perhaps the Mega on the right-hand side too from the attacking side and play around that. Meanwhile, we see Sherlock Ohms on that Mei, also very excited. He's found a lot of success on Junkertown.
And just like you mentioned, Walrus already going around the side, hacking that left payload thing, and Sombra definitely a good, not a horrible hero, like she's not the greatest, but she definitely requires a lot of communication from your team. She's going to be sneaking around back here as her team's going to be coming, trying to get the hack. It's going to fail, actually. Going to get hooked in and getting her head blasted. She's going to jump back. One of Sombra's good things is going to re-hack the pack right there and get herself healed back up. She's going to try it again coming in from this side. Going to get the hack on a soldier and start shooting out the bullets. But she might not find herself in this best situation.
Yeah, not really the best situation for her indeed, but she does get 50% ult charge for her effort. I think that's mostly what she was going for, as Egbert does pick off the mech of Fat Piggy here on the left, and Red Rampage getting a couple picks, however. Sherlock Ohms staying strong on the point. He's going to have to clutch this out. He's not going to be able to do so, as Walrus gets a couple of cleanup kills. Hulk and Hikaru opting for that staggered defense. It's not going to work. That's a first point take in favor of Rush Hour.
It definitely, while the Sombra, the team right there, they seem to try and split them up, have them with mixed decisions. Team, other side of Rush Hour, could not remember their names for the life of me. Rush Hour getting really split up and not knowing what to do as they're having a war on two fronts, and it ended up working out how it worked for Germany in World War II, a loss.
Definitely, when you're being attacked from both sides, it's not preferable, as we do see the second point offense coming out. Walrus holding on to that EMP most critically, but Marshtomp falling early once again, probably going to force the res out from Wrecking Genji's, and she does just that, bringing him back in. Fat Piggy meanwhile with a drive-by kill onto Egbert. This might be TT Clan's time to go in.
They're definitely Wrecking Genji or Reviving Genji. We're not sure what we really want to call him. Fat Piggy dropping that onto the payload. Immediately going to get Big Diva right here. Get hot right back in. Soldier popping the aimbot 76, reminding me of my Call of Duty games as he gets to shooting around on these people, getting the kill on the Red Rampage. He's still staying relatively healthy here from the side. Double kill, 1, 2, 3, 4 people cut one down. And TT Clan's going to have to pull back right there. Failed first push from them. Although we did see a decent amount of ultis get expended from the other team.
Yeah, it seemed like kind of a dry push from them, as Wrecking Genji's is the only ult they use. They only use that Valkyrie coming out there. Sherlock Ohms opting to switch to that Junkrat. I'm a little bit surprised. He's been doing quite a lot of work on that Mei, but maybe opting for that spam damage up on the top left. 5 minutes left for TT Clan to make their push. They have a couple of big impact ultimates, going to be looking to combo that EMP with Marshtomp's blade.
Yeah, definitely going to have to be watching how they decide to go right here. Big energy grenade getting a lot of people. Going to have Diva going down to baby form. EMP getting activated in the middle of the team, going off on 4 people. Now they're going to press the go button going in. We're going to have the Genji popping the Dragon Blade, trying to do some slicing and dicing, getting the both supports right here. Might be the fight they want to look for. Getting through the team, now they're on the payload 4 strong. Gonna see what they can do. Hawk and Haru off to the side, getting a couple kills, but it doesn't look like enough. Red Rampage taking them down. Papa popping the Diva ulti, and they're gonna now go back to the payload, try and keep her alive. Man Walrus, aka Walrus, aka Little Uzi, Sombra going down right here, and we're just gonna see them pulling back again. The offense not working out for Rush Hour despite a really great EMP.
Yeah, huge EMP, and Marshtomp came in with that Dragon Blade, getting both supports, but unfortunately when you're playing on Assault, you need to have all 6 members of your offense up in order to take the point, and with a couple of picks after that, we see Rush Hour able to hold and re-earn that ult advantage. Now we see TT not holding onto a single ult.
Yeah, TT not holding on to anything. I'm still really surprised by the last fight. Genji getting those 2 huge slices through the team, getting the supports, not working out. Here we go, Edward getting pulled in, having to pop that ulti defensively, try and keep people alive. Pulled off as the next push comes in. He's going on the Winston, who's caught a little bit too far forward. Papa picking that kill onto him. So he does trade with the Junkrat, and now we're having the revive coming quickly in on the red Rampage. Team's fighting right here, 3-on-2 on the point. Some big people down, but now Mercy's going to pop the Valkyrie and go for the air. Oh! Triple kill right there for Red Rampage, indeed. Ooh, that's going to get this popping, and we're going to see the Diva pop the ulti in the middle of everyone, clear them out. And this actually might give them enough to hold. EMP coming through, meaning Diva can't really do too much. Hold Hall getting popped, pushing him back up into the air. Winston can't really land down. Popping the ulti, and now his team's coming back in for support. Riptire look for somebody to rip rock and roll onto, and the hold still coming through for the side of Rush Hour.
Yeah, Rush Hour just able to hold it just a few players. I thought after that Riptire would have been done, but the ult advantage coming back in their favor now as Papa is trying to stay alive, get a little bit of ult charge. Will take out Decrape's mech, but it's just going to fall. And TT unable to push there after a huge Riptire and another huge EMP, just not able to seal the deal.
Yeah, TT, I'm really curious. Where do you feel like these pushes are falling apart? Because this is now the second time we've seen the side of TT get 2 big ultis, where first it was, the double kill on the supports, and then the 3-man Riptire, but then they're just able to not close out. Do you feel, I feel like it's kind of some sort of like point-itis, where they're really scared to actually put themselves on the point after they get these, and they're more so trying to chase people around.
Definitely. I think it's also like the World War II thing you said first. The double attack strategy kind of worked on the first point, but they need to be more coordinated in their push on second, as we do see 4 members of TT on the left-hand side. Meanwhile, a couple of players flanking around. Papa in the spawn. Marshtomp with a pick on to hash this. Red Rampage following it up. This might be the opening they've finally been looking for. They're up 3-6 now as they need to get on that point. Wrecking Genji's holding on the point, but Decrape is there to stall. With the res onto Fat Piggy, this might be enough momentum for them. First tick goes in their favor to TT, but this Riptire just might have something to say about it. Red Rampage gets a pick on to hash this. Third tick underway.
Third tick underway right here. Now the respawn's coming in. It looks like they're end up going down the rest of their team. Mercy trying to do her best to come in to revive, but now she's in the middle of a bunch of people she doesn't want to be in the middle of. She's going to get pushed off. And not working out right there. Push falling apart, although they are able to get it up to 73. And the Sombra ulti is still up for this next fight. She's going to play a huge part on whether or not they can get through right here.
Yeah, they're going to have to use... Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think. You can go ahead. I'm just thinking to myself where that last push would end up going wrong that time.
I think that Rush Hour was just much more patient. They stayed in spawn and waited for 6 to get that full engage. They gave away 2 ticks as the next fight is underway. Wrecking Genji's in that Valk form. Self-destruct popped as well. Kills going entirely in favor of Rush Hour. Wrecking Genji just trying to make something happen with 45 seconds left on their offense, but it's not going to be enough, as the picks are still coming out in favor of the defensive team. Wrecking Genji's falls out of the sky like a bird getting her wings clipped, and with 30 seconds left, it's going to be a very big feat for TT to come back here.
Yeah, although Fat Piggy comes in with the Earth Shatter, he doesn't get the pin on anybody. He's just going to be smashed around, but he's going to get his head smashed to the ground as he goes down. Ooh, hire me, Top Dog. That can be your next rapper. I'm just going to push forward these last, 10 seconds. Papa trying to take it around the left side is Diva, trying to look for his way to weasel himself in. But just like on Nez the Classified, the Weasel never got his way. And it looks like they're just going to tick this down, although we're going to have them trying to finally slide in. Overtime's going to go. The last half fight's popping off. The ulti advantage is definitely in favor of Rush Hour, but TT Clan can make dreams happen. Junkrats both getting opposing Riptires on the enemy team. Watch this, getting around, smacking everybody. Ulti coming through for Lucio, getting the shields going on to everyone. And it looks like he pumped them all the way up enough to get this overtime finally ticking away. TT Clan, unfortunate how close they were able to get it, but just not close enough.
I think the key to that game was Rush Hour's discipline and patience. They were able to get a full reset off on that 73% push, and also at the end, as Fat Piggy popped that Earth Shatter at the end, getting a couple of people for his efforts. He didn't have his teammates with him, most critically. TT Clan just unable to get that 6-man push at once, but now we see it's Rush Hour's turn. What do you think? What do you think went wrong there for TT Clan? What can they do better on defense here?
So before we get to the analysis, breaking news. Okay, no. But actually, do you mind turning? Oh, what kind of mic do you have again?
It's a Samsung G-Track.
Okay. Are you able to turn down your gain slightly?
Yeah, am I peeking again?
Yeah, a little bit. It's getting hype, which is good. So peaking a little bit. We'll just turn it down a little bit. Let me know where your levels are at now.
Is that a little bit better?
Oh wait, I won't be able to tell when you're hyped. So, is it like a knob turn or is it like a number?
Yeah. I have also I have an indicator, a red light, if the VU.
Okay. I mean, as long as you turn down a little bit, I think it should be fine.
Okay. Thanks for telling me. Yeah, last time I was definitely a little too loud on my cast.
Yeah, it's just as your is it a headset or is it a
Oh, it's a stationary mic. Yeah,
okay.
it's a condenser.
I would definitely recommend if you're starting to get really hyped to turn away from the mic a little bit or like increase your distance from the mic slightly if it's a cardioid especially. So
it is, yeah.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. All right, back to analysis. Back to Manny.
I feel like I lost what to say, but what ended up happening, I
bad.
noticed some things that happened on that point. There was one situation where it finally looked like they were going to break through. We had the rip tire, and you talked about their discipline from the side of Rush Hour. I feel like I noticed a lot of like eager McBeaver hands on the side of TT Clan. Like there was a Junkrat where he had the ulti, he was waiting in the corner. He could have waited for everyone to push out because he still had about 7 seconds left, but he ended up just using it on solely the Winston, who ended up getting revived anyway, so not working out. But here we go. Somebody getting picked off as the team trying to push through the left side. Now they have no choice but to go on for the fight right here. Fat P getting that kill, and here we go. Papa just sitting around on top looking for his time to jump down. Going on to this Mercy might be able to take his opportunity to get down this support, and he is going to get watchful on the backside, jumping and bobbing and weaving around. Going to get them quickly, and it looks like they're going to push back the side of Rush Hour from this initial push.
Yeah, Red Rampage with a lot of fam damage there, quickly earning himself a rip tire, and although Rush Hour was very coordinated on their push to the left, Hulk and Hikaru unfortunately caught out and died early there, leaving them 5v6 on that push.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. He kind of got caught on the tail end right there. Just really good accuracy from the side of Marshtomp with that Roadhog.
Yeah.
They're trying to sneak through really quickly. But even with the Lucio trying to help, but here we go, Riptire getting popped right here. Gonna be looking to find somebody to go on to. Gonna get the kill on the Watchful, and another big kill right there on the support. Quickly losing Sherlock Ohms. So now they're losing out on that barrier, and they're just gonna have to pull back again because they just won't have the sustain to push through. Although Hook, again, they don't want to let them get away easily. Marshtomp getting in a little aggressive. Roadhog v Roadhog in this corridor, and we're gonna see the red Roadhog coming out on top.
Yeah, Marshtomp showing that he is the dominant pig boy in this relationship. Red Rampage, though, really leveraging that early rip tire there. He got that so fast off the back of that spam damage and picking off that Moira, forcing Watchful to switch back to Mercy. They're fighting against the meta, Rush Hour is, but try as you might, you're going to end up running Mercy Zenyatta, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's kind of like, the old saying, you either die a hero or live long enough to become a Mercy player. Kind of got to convert with everybody else. I mean, honestly, it's got to kind of end up happening. It makes sense, you don't want to give up that revive potential, although Papa getting this shot up in the air, really doing a good job, quickly getting taken back by Decrepe, though, and here we go, Marshtomp catching the Tracer, weaving in and out of space right there. They're going to try and take advantage of this confusion that's ensued, and now Marshtomp in the middle of the team trying to do his best to heal up and stay healthy. Going to pop the whole hall, getting a blast and everybody back. People going to get knocked out of mech. He's going to get these kills right here. Going to look to get the kill on the Mercy. Finally running out of the damage reel just in time. Wrecking Genji's going to go down to Hulk and Haru. Now the counter whole hog pushing him back. Which means the Diva going to finally pick up that kill. 6-player kill streak is what he's going to end off with. And it looks like, after all their efforts, Rush Hour and the team are gonna end up getting this.
Rush Hour with a very nice push there. Marshtomp and Wrecking Genji's made that attempt with the whole hog transcendence, but it seemed like Walrus, who had died earlier in the fight, didn't get the memo that they were holding. He was kind of staying back, trying to reset. You do see a nice hook onto Decrepe, though. That's going to get him demag. Marshtomp has been absolutely vicious with those hooks, but Egbert, meanwhile, gets a pick onto Papa, who switched onto Bastion for this last defense. Walrus is flying around in the sky, and that Valkyrie form is going to bring up Red Rampage here. This should be a defense from the side of TT, but how many ults are they committing to this? At what cost? As Watchful takes his turn to fly in the skies, popping the Transcendence simultaneously. Hoken Hikaru gets a pick onto Walrus. This is going to be their ticket in to last point. Hoken Hikaru with a pick onto Fat Pig and Decrate following up. It's just going to be a stagger defense coming out from TT now as Sherlock Holmes pops that barrage. That might be all she wrote here, folks. And yes, it is. That barrage, a nice signature at the end of the letter that Rush Hour wrote.
Definitely filling in that signature block, putting the little X's and O's to close it out. Hash this, gonna get the play of the game right here, and I feel like this one of those is gonna be right here on this last push. Yep. Look at, so right here he's gonna have his ulti ready, getting the kills with the Tesla cannon. Is he even gonna show him popping the ulti? Okay, so not gonna show the ulti pop like I thought it was, but still doing a good job nonetheless. Coming in clutch for his team right there. And DC's internet question mark?
Maybe they just clicked leave lobby instead of like leave as a group instead of staying in.
Well, they kind of just.
Yeah, we'll check in
just
to
left their
see
support.
if the team is going to be checking back in this. But
Yeah.
anyways, I mean, yeah, it looks like they're back in.
He
now.
just clicked leave group by accident. I've done that before.
Yeah. Wow, what a game. Yeah, don't want to interrupt the analysis too much, but it just looked like Rush Hour seemed to thrive more in the chaos at the end. And Manny, I guess any other thoughts about, really, do you think at this point it was about Rush Hour that just was better in the chaos, or was it that TG Clan just wasn't ready for that push?
So, I don't want to really call it. I know a lot of people don't watch it. I kind of want to equate this to League of Legends for me. There was a team called Unicorns of Love that people always said they fought really chaotic, but it was really more of like a controlled chaos. Like, to the other team, there's a bunch of people jumping around and they're having a lot of call-outs going on in their comps, but to them, this is what it seems like that's kind of what they're used to, and they're really just dictating this. Everybody taking their own little one-on-ones or two-on-ones, smacking people around, and if it works for the team comp, it works for the team because they're able to get the W right there.
Yeah, that seemed to be the case, and we got the lobby loaded in for the next one. So we got caught in the in-between, a little bit of Stranger Things. So we're getting the new lobby going, and we'll be back for the next hybrid map. But I guess going to you, Boda, I know we've been talking a lot about Rush Hour has been performing really well. Who on the TT clan do you want to highlight as someone who's been really playing well?
I think Marshtomp had a couple of absolutely nutty hooks, as we both pointed out. He was really making his mark with those. I also think Wrecking Genji's been doing a good job. Him and Walrus have been kind of switching off on healer roles, but I see him staying alive really through a lot of that chaos that we see. So yeah, their off-tank player Marshtomp kind of flexing too, because Marshtomp played that Genji as well, so kind of just showing his flexibility.
Yeah, and Marshtomp definitely playing quite well, and I think again it's so interesting to see, and I like your point, Manny, about it being controlled chaos. It seems chaotic, right? But the team that will be able to communicate well, play around that, and focus on one target at a time, despite maybe something surprising them, is going to be the one that comes out on top. But I guess going into the hybrid map,
Don't tease me.
What's that?
Don't tease. No, I'm just watching. I'm saying, please don't tease me. Don't tease me.
Hey, how's our Overwatch League score, by the way? What's going on in the?
Oh dear.
Overwatch League, Philadelphia Fusion did end up coming through with the W.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
That's I have to watch that.
You guys didn't. No one believes. Outlaws
Oh man.
and Florida Mayhem are
Wow.
still on the first map right here. Florida Mayhem pushing forward. So, McDonald's is probably going to give them a nice little padding for bringing W's in the branding.
Wow.
This is like when ESPN does the collegiate series, but during the breaks they break to like the actual NFL games. Like this is what's going on in the pro players.
That is definitely have to watch the VOD for that. I think at that point, if there's that big of news, it doesn't really matter if it's just going to be spoilers, right? You're going to hear about it. And actually,
Yeah.
they did even say it in chat while I was not hiding chat. So sorry, everyone, for watching for the spoilers. But I guess we're looking at possibly going to Blizzard World for this last map. Guys, I don't know if you've gotten to play at all on this new map
I have not actually. I kind of want to go into a custom game just so I can try and get my hands on it.
Oh, okay. Well, we are going into a custom game. Matter of fact, this is a game that we're casting.
Look,
but
okay.
let's do a quick walkthrough because actually I don't know if everyone has seen this map. So let's take a second here as we load into game. Look at that beautiful spot in the beginning. Well, it is a new hybrid map here from Blizzard, and of course, why not? This is kind of like Disney pulling out the old Enchanted, right, where they had the movie that was kind of making fun of the Disney cartoons, right? It's like you get to such a level where you just have so much content that you can start making fun of it, like making satire out of it. And so that's where Blizzard is at right now, as we are again in Overwatch, but we saw the Hearthstone reference. We have a lot of World of Warcraft. We have our Snacks Ramas shop as well, but this is a hybrid map. So we'll start off with a control point nested here between, looks like this dock and it's kind of this hut here. So I don't know exactly what that is, but of course we have the hanging shark. And then after you unlock point A, you push the payload along the streets phase all the way past into the StarCraft area. You recognize those probes. They're flying up above, just right of the siege tank, and of course the Nexus as well, next to Pylon Terrace. And as we continue by, right as you pass Heroes Arcade, that will be point B if you're able to unlock that as you get right into the Reign of the Black King. So one of the really things that has been notable about this map is the choke points and where people are holding battles. Again, this is a new map. It won't be in the open division rotation, but it will be a factor of it will be on the competitive circuit very soon. So just look for in this map the choke points where teams decide to hold, and just notice how much of this map is so much about the how long the map is versus its verticality. So in a similar way to Junkertown, this is even less vertical than Junkertown. There's really only 2 levels in a certain area. But we'll be loading into the map. Hope you guys got acquainted there or got on the same page with that review. But we'll be having TT Clan coming out on the offense. Take it away, guys.
Yep. So TT Clan deciding they want to take defense on top of this little house, Flight of Duskwood, getting them as they come through the archway. Widowmaker being the choice for Red Rampage, trying to get them down and up right there, and it might end up working out. Having this little ride cut through, split up the defense a lot. They really only have this the matrix for the shielding. As soon as this goes down, they're gonna have to look for something. They have some sort of dive defensive competition. It almost feels like Hulk and Haru around, getting in the mix on the back line, getting the kill on the Red Rampage, and really just from the quick overview of the map we got, what type of compositions do you feel like will excel, and what do you feel is going to be less optimal?
Really hard for me to say. It is a long map, like Mushu mentioned. This is actually my first time ever seeing the map, so I mean, I really can't even say. I feel like dive is what teams are going to default to, but anything goes, as we see a lot of strange things on the new maps. Horizon and Junkertown both responsible for a couple of unique strategies, as we do see Hulk and Hikaru get a pick onto Marstomp and wrecking Genji's. The defense is going to hold strong here on first. Are there 2 control points on this hybrid?
No, it is not 2 control points.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what it is. Yeah, okay. So it's just 1 control point goes to payload. Okay. I thought it was like you get 2 somehow. So you just normally you get the payload after.
You're like, wait a minute, Blizzard.
This is literally the first time I've seen this map, guys. So
I'm curious, when does the world Blizzard get so big they become the super evil megacorp, not the actual super evil megacorp, but when do they become like super evil megacorp and Blizzard world actually becomes a thing? I'm curious.
That's gonna be interesting to see for sure, as we do see Hulk and Hikaru falling early on that fight. We're gonna see TT Clan come up with a little bit of a push, but Sherlock goes with the pick onto Red Rampage. Watchful gonna pop that Valkyrie just to hold that defense here. It looks like Rush Hour holding strong on first. Might have not even needed that Valkyrie, but if you have it, why not use it? TT is gonna have to go deep in the tank and see what they can do.
Definitely right there. The Crepe gonna have this ulti ready, and I feel like this ends up working out pretty well. Other team not really having many other ways for them to try and push through except for this archway. So whenever he wants to use it, he's definitely going to be able to clear them out for a decent amount of time, hop right back in to the Diva mech, and just keep building charge. Haru trying to get behind the team right here, finally deciding going. They're going to go with the dive. Winston getting in the middle of the team. They're going to already get a kill onto the support. Hash this going down to Genji right here, and now the hammer smack around. Yuji no Keiu Kureu being called out by Genji as he gets the slice and the dice, and the Zenyatta ulti has a quick response. But the Crepe and Hokanharu looking at these kills still, chasing up onto the roof. They're going to get these kills, and it looks like they're not going to be able to come through with this fight.
TT Clan back to the drawing board once again, as Hokanharu has been holding an offensive position for pretty much the whole map. He figures even if he dies in the back line there, he'll be able to get back quickly enough. 40 seconds left for TT to figure something out on Blizzard World.
And really figure it out is a good thing to mention, because both these teams, I feel like, have only played on, this is probably going to be their first or second time playing on this map. Really just trying to learn the map, figure out what kind of strategies work, things like that. So definitely something fun to watch, and for us as casters and for the team, because we all get to learn. And we're going to see one last push coming in right here. D.Va ulti still being held on to. Gonna get these kills, gonna try and push the Reinhardt, her tank buddy, off. Earthshatter coming through, knocking down a lot of people. But just no one there to follow up. And these last 10 seconds, the revive coming in from Mercy just to bring Sherlock Holmes in. Now Genji slicing across, getting involved in the back line, jumping and bobbing and weaving like we all know Genji likes to do, but quickly taken down by the D.Va. Side of Rush Hour. Finally Fair coming in, she's eating the whole Fair barrage. And yet Egbert getting her out of the sky. Those Zenyatta or D.Va ulti for the style points. And that's round 1.
Fat Piggy there tried to go for that Earth Shatter, but I don't think Marsh had that Dragon Blade. So there's no follow-up. Piggy seems to... those shatters are really big, but you need teammates to follow up there. And it didn't seem like TT Clan was able to get it coordinated, really, as we are going to see a reset here. Hopefully so we can see a little bit more of the map. We're going to see Rush Hour on offense this time and see what they can do.
Definitely. Side's going to switch out. Wonder if we're going to see similar team comp trend for these, or are both going to have their different idea of what they want to try. I kind of want to see this payload get to moving slowly so I can look more through this map, because I've really only been as far as StarCraft land at this point.
What do you think, Manny? What do you think is some going to be strong compositions going into this map? Like I said, it's anyone's guess.
So I would want to say things we'd see similar to Junkertown, but with, like Moshu mentioned, this map is even less vertical, so it's really hard for him to try and get that high ground and take advantage. But I feel like just the heroes that we're always going to see Mercy. I'm just going to say that right now. That's one hero down, figured out. But I feel like initially for getting onto the payload, you're going to want to use some sort of dive composition, like you said, the team's default. And then as they, get onto the payload, maybe transition into something that's a little more control-oriented, maybe, see things that can take advantage of longer line of sights, like McCree, like Widowmaker.
That's a really good point. Since this map is so large and there's so much area, Widowmaker might eventually end up being quite strong here. We'll have to see what the meta develops, but we do see Marshtomp actually pulling out that Symmetra for the first time tonight. He did note that he's quite an adept Symmetra player. It's going to be interesting to see if that works out, as the distance from spawn is pretty far for the defenders. Let's see if they can make it work. We're live on the second offense of Blizzard World here.
Oh gosh, I had to disown my first son because he used his points to get himself gold Symmetra, the 1,000-degree knife. Gonna see how it comes out right here. Marshtomp and his team, looking now that the tides have turned to come in, or excuse me, Marshtomp and his team, now that the tides have turned, they're looking to put up a valiant defense right here. Moira, really interesting pick right here, try and catch them in these corridors, pulling people back. They're just gonna try and go right onto this point. They're going to try and stop him right here. Wrecking Genji's getting in the middle of the comp, sending out the ball. Going to have his teammate already getting low. Red Rampage on the backside, trying to stay as healthy as possible. Wrecking Genji's might go down. He's going to dash around, trying to stay healthy, sapping life off of other people. Doing pretty good. Symmetra trying to get healed up, but Sherlock Holmes getting these kills. Still staying really mobile. Moira doing her best for her team, but I don't think there's enough people around her for her to really actually heal anybody. And we're going to see the side of TT Clan doing pretty good. Or excuse me, side of Rush Hour doing pretty good at getting this payload, and now we're going to see it moving.
Yeah, they did it in quite short time, Rush Hour did, and again, I just want to highlight Sherlock Holmes on what I dare say call his signature hero of the maze. He gets a headshot onto Moira here. Sherlock actually put that wall down on the left-hand side, allowing Rush Hour to flank into the point quickly through that left side door, and now we get to see the payload rolling on the street space.
Definitely, and this is where we're going to see this start to turn a little bit into a more traditional, push forward. They're going to be coming around this corner, going to see how well they can hold them off right here. Riptire around the backside, getting Sherlock home, maybe a key member of this comp. We're going to have that Earth Shatter coming down, go our big home tomorrow as he goes through the rest of the team. Hook and Haru getting these kills. Waller's quickly bringing him back up. Counter Earth Shatter. This knocks a lot more people down. They're going to get the smacking and macking all around. Red Rampage, the Diva ulti getting the kill onto him. And we're going to see them still staying alive. Payload in motion, stays in motion, as Winston all taught us. Valkyrie up in the air. Walrus keeping all these people oh so healthy and strong. Orisa, now we're going to see Sherlock Holmes drop the ulti. Or did it actually get EMI Diva?
Oh,
No.
it did in fact get eaten as... Wait, but they don't even have
a Diva. Where'd it go?
Where did the male go? No one will know, as we do see a coalesce pop from Wrecking Genji's in an attempt to just hold this point. Looks like they might have finally made their hold. Marshtomp coming up huge with a quad on Symmetra. That beam was on fire there. Finally finding some success there off the back of Imperial Monk's Shatter coupled with Marshtomp's damage at the end.
Yeah, Marshtomp and that Shatter really big. We've seen a lot of this happen in the league where teams will, if you use your shock like aggressively, if you're the initial use of it when the other team has it, you really have to make sure you push through, because you will get counter Earth Shock all the time, and the counter shocks seem to be a lot stronger, because if you wait too long and then push in, you're all grouped up, you're all in that nice straight line, and then when Reinhardt brings down the hammer, he's able to get these 4-man Earth Shocks that really allow a team to, hold the defense or the offense or whatever case. But now we're gonna have Zarya popping the ultis, Earth Shock coming down, smacking them all down onto the ground. As soon as they get up, popping off, getting the damage boost coming through for Nano Ryan, getting the smacking around. Walrus trying to stay alive, but Sherlock Holmes around the backside now switched over to this fair double Riptire, getting 2 people down. Hulk or Haru getting these kills, Lucio getting the boop, and they're gonna keep moving forward. 3 people on this payload. That was a real good fight for them.
Yeah, DeCrape had that fat Graviton Surge at the start, and although Imperial responded with a quick Earth Shatter, charged that up quite quickly, it just wasn't enough. As we see Sherlock Holmes switching that Pharah, getting a pick onto Wrecking Genji's. This might mean that they can push the payload all the way in. Sherlock Holmes with a follow-up kill on the Red Rampage, saying, "I'm not done yet." Walrus will res them up, but taking a lot of damage here. Pulse Bomb not connecting. Sherlock Holmes still looking for some picks as Fat Piggy pops that supercharger in an attempt to hold, but the side of TT Clan is just falling one by one. Hook and Haru getting picks in the backline. Walrus forced the Valkyrie flying around in the sky, and will res Imperial Monk only to have him die once again.
Battle Mercy right here getting into it with Sherlock Holmes, trying to get this kill onto him, going forward. He finally is able to get it all by himself. Now he quickly jumps back, gonna get the revive right there onto his boy Fat Piggy. But he looks like he's gonna be, a fat Iggy Azalea as he's just going back, trying to do his best to hold off, but it's not gonna work out. They're gonna be coming now into this deathly lair. Team coming all back, and they're gonna have to do their best to stay grouped and not get picked off like we actually just saw happen for Red Rampage.
This last point reminds me a lot of Eichenwald mixed with King's Row, as we see Sherlock goes with the double barrage. Picks just firmly in favor of Rush Hour here, as they're just getting the stagger kills, it seems, with 3 people on the payload slowly pushing in.
Yeah, payload pushing in. It looks like they might just have one last thing right here at the top of these stairs is where they're trying to get it. And now this is starting to even remind me of what is it? Starting to remind me of Dorado right here, how it kind of comes up onto this platform. There's just a lot of maps mixed together, but here we go. You're gonna have this final fight popping off. The Crape's gonna get this ulti, gonna see how to use it. Groups everybody all up in the middle. Gonna get these people mowing down. Sherlock Holmes coming up big with the rest of the team, just wiping them. Team kill to finish us off. And that's gonna be round 1 complete for the side of what's it called?
Rush Hour.
For the side of Rush Hour. Good job for them. Yeah.
And so we did have that reset. Wow. DeCrape coming up huge with those grabs, but I have to give it to Sherlock Holmes there. He ran a clinic on May and then switched to Pharah and just devastated the backline of TT repeatedly. So Sherlock Holmes really doing a lot of work here.
Now we're going to see them coming back onto this other side. They're definitely going to have the match met, as they're going to have to put up these results. Now picking up a different comp, it seems like.
I think
Team's going to be picking their champion. I feel like they're just messing with our hearts. But I want to see the
they're gonna
Torbjorn.
play it again.
Torbjorn.
I'd love to see it. Aren't they just gonna reset though? They already played the map twice. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I was really confused. I mean, if they're going to play again, I'd love to see it.
Yeah,
But-
I know. I still don't know the map very well. But
So from the little that we did get to see, we got to see, one team put up a pretty good defense, hold the other team from the point, and then one push it all the way through. What did you, learn and see about this map just from, exploring around on your own and then from seeing where the fights happen, the chokes, things like that? That's going to make this map, pretty soon it's going to be a part of our competitive rotation.
Well, it's a long walk to first. That's the first thing I noticed. Takes to compared to King's Row first. That's almost right there. On this map, you really have to quite a ways, but there are nice flanks. We saw Rush Hour take advantage of that left-hand side flank. As for the Streets phase in last, we didn't get to see him for too long, but Streets phase definitely seems like it's more of like a tight corridor, like brawly, scrappy fight. What are your kind of first impressions, Manny?
Yeah, I really agree. It honestly feels like they chopped a bunch of maps up. We mentioned how it reminded us of Kings Row, Dorado, Eichenwald, all these maps, and I really feel like the strategies that we see come up on all of those maps from how you play defense. I definitely feel like having such a long way might actually Sherlock Ohms, the way he played it with the Mei to wall them off, because it's really hard to get through that point. We noticed on the first round, the second round strategy of putting up the wall to push around might become something we see prevalent.
Yeah, I'd love to see more Mei. Overall, she's, I believe, the hero with the lowest overall pick rate in the game right now. Quite disappointing. She has a lot of utility in her kit. Sherlock Holmes showing us how it's done on her.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of because Mei falls in this awkward, middle ground where she does decent damage and she brings decent utility, but she doesn't bring a hard enough one or the other because, Mei's slow isn't reliable. It requires you to go down onto one target far too long to actually get them frozen. It just kind of leaves her vulnerable because she doesn't do enough damage with it to compensate for, and she's not tanky enough to compensate for how hard she has to stay onto one target.
Yeah, I guess she has kind of the same problem as Sombra. Does Sombra fill a DPS role or a healer role? Does Mei fill a tank role or a DPS role? Somewhere in the middle. But we have Dorado here as our next map, our escort map, and also a very exciting map. What are you looking to see from the teams on this map, man?
I'm going to keep saying it till it happens 6 Torbjorns.
6.
No, with the teams, really, Dorado, I want to see them I want to see the team that's on defense. I want to see them really take advantage of the high house, and if they can't, not trying to just, run it in and try and take it the first high house. Let me say that.
Like on the church, the high ground. Oh, do you mean the on first point? Yeah. Over on the ledge. Yeah, that's a very popular strat. Holding up on high ground and then perhaps rotating back around to the choke over towards the marketplace. I know Junkrat's very popular here, but it does actually look like TT Clan opting for a double hit scan DPS comp, perhaps to counter the Bara they think Sherlock's going to run. I'm not sure. What do you think of the double hit scan?
So it ends up double hit scan. It works if the people actually know how to hit their shots. Very helpful. Fun part about hit scan, you have to actually land them. But not even trying to just be funny. We're gonna see them holding up on top of here. It works considering they have all these shields, so they will be relatively safe with this, Arista. Granted, she can provide the shields, and then even having this, what is that other hero? Having the Zenyatta as well, just really reliant on them. They're really gonna have to stop them around this first corner. Otherwise, I feel like they're just gonna lose this first payload because they won't really have anything else going for them.
Yeah, they're not gonna have much spam damage in that choke as the cart is underway for the side of Rush Hour. They opted for a double sniper comp. Hulkin Hikaru and Sherlock Holmes running the Hanzo and Widowmaker respectively. Sherlock Holmes falling early to that pressure up top. He was kind of alone on that high ground, but payload hasn't been stopped yet. Maybe we'll see TT Clan rotate around the back here. We do see Imperial Monk kind of rotating around with Walrus, And yes, Marstop will hop on, but Hikaru getting a pick onto Red Rampage, who didn't get the memo. He rotated around down the bottom. Egbert with a follow-up pick on Fat Piggy and Imperial Monk. Cart's going to be rolling a long way.
Definitely going to get a long way around the way, and Hokenharu with that big pick right here. The Widow doing her best to get around and just give her team that support from above. Definitely making the call-outs and letting her team know. Something that you need to do when you're playing this hero, and it ends up working out. And yeah, the defense, the double hit scan DPS immediately getting switched off of Red Rampage, switching over to Reaper, so give them more of that AoE, really help burst down this Winston and Diva. So we're gonna have to see how this new comp plays out as they come into the second minute, and that's a huge shot right there, the headshot, deleting him off. He's gonna drop the poison trap, try and help himself out, give him the spacing he needs. They're gonna push this finally around this next corner, and where do they go from here?
Well, I think it's just going to, they're just trying to you mean the defense?
The defense,
offense?
yes.
Yeah, the defense, they're going to try, we're going to want to see TT Clan hold on the high ground from Church. Hopefully, Papa already with a high ground position around the back, almost at that tack visor. But they're going to have to get up there quickly as Rush Hour has rolled the cart around to almost under the bridge now. This is the critical point in the map after which you only get one fight, and they still, TT Clan still hasn't made a firm contest on the point. Papa's still holding on that high ground with that tack visor. Watchful trying to contest, and very scattered kind of fight going on here. Players all over the place. Papa looking for that tactical visor as Imperial Monkey pops the trance on the point. Coalescence quickly falling from behind from Decrape. She pops that. Self-destruct not catching anyone. Papa getting a pick onto Hoken and Karo meanwhile in the back. While all this is happening, though, the cart has been rolling closer and closer. Might be a full reset from Rush Hour, but the cart is getting really close.
It definitely is, but we're seeing people get pushed back, and we're definitely going to have to look for the Rigo as Egbert goes down. The payload stopping just 2.595 meters in front of his goal destination. Now they're back around this corner. Yeah, they realized right there, they just kind of got a little bit too split up, like you said. Hokenaru getting kicked back by the Winston. Then he actually had Papa up in his face, and after from there they were actually on the high ground that he was on, so they were able from behind have the height advantage as well. Two things you don't want to give up: your back and the height advantage, with both of which happened. So they just lost. Now we're fighting over in this right side. Team's getting a little bit of antsy. Papa getting the kill on the Sherlock Holmes. That's big to lose that support so early. Imperial Monk going down as well. Somebody actually getting the environmental kill as they slowly fall off. Egbert jumping to his death. Okay, buddy, you can just take a quicker route, and here we go. They're just gonna get this payload moving backwards again. The side of TT Clan holding up a good defense now.
Yeah, I think they finally found their stride on this map, and they did take a more concentrated fight on the right-hand side, as you mentioned. Papa with a couple of huge picks here, and we're gonna see Decrape. She's gonna switch onto the soldier. She played a Doomfist for a second there, and most notably, I just want to point out, neither team has played Mercy this entire map, I believe. Papa getting slept almost off the point, trying to retreat away from his teammates, but meanwhile, this is up top by himself. He's going to get knocked out of mech. Picks coming in favor of TT Clan as they make another defense. Egbert just trying to get some pressure on the point, but is going to fall quick. In fact, does catch Papa. That's a little bit of a consolation prize for Egbert, but he will quickly get dispatched, and Papa will be back in the battle shortly.
Yeah, quickly getting taken off, and they're just going to keep holding off right there. These fights, this defense holding up really well, really getting this payload back a pretty good distance, considering it was just 2.95 meters. It's almost to that halfway point, and they also have the ult advantage. We have 4 ultis already up, and the other 2 at 84+%. Meanwhile, the side of Rush Hour doesn't really have anything going for them, but they're gonna look for something nonetheless jumping in right here. They're really gonna have to be careful though, TT Clan, not to burn too many ultis going in. The Coalescence coming through right here. The ulti coming through for somebody else, and they're gonna pop the Diva pop. This jumping right back into his mech as he gets pushed back. But he's gonna get chased by Marsh Stomp, not letting her clone get away real quickly, chasing around this corner and just gonna send him running for the hills. So that fight was just kind of textbook. When you have 4 ultimates, you're going to have the natural advantage. Marshtomp still having his ultimate, so they didn't burn everything, but now the ulti advantage is going to be in favor of Rush Hour as they're going to hopefully group and push back. So they're just going to have to make sure as they go around this right side to not get picked off.
Yep, they need to not get picked off here and hold on to that pendulum as the ult advantage has swung back in their favor. That pick onto Papa, the kill advantage has also gone in their favor. Hikaru, meanwhile, does pick, evening the fight out. Tactical Visor pop from the side of Decrape. She's going to pick up Marshtomp out of mech with that. This might be the opening that they're looking for. Decrape looking for a couple more picks. Fat Piggy getting dangerously low with that purple grenade. Will fall to Decrape's pressure up top, but TT still holding strong with Red Rampage and Walrus on the point. 20 seconds left in the match as Rush Hour trying to get pressure on the point. Walrus doing his best on the point on that Moira. Has another blink up in a couple seconds. And picks coming out firmly now for TT Clan. A couple of strong picks. What are they going to do here?
Don't think there's much that they can do except just watch the clock tick out these last couple seconds. Sherlock Ohms shooting forward with the Ana bullets. The overtime coming through, so somebody's throwing their body at this payload. And they're trying to get the 360 grenade up into the air. Might actually land it onto the point. Doesn't really land on anything effective. And here we go, this final fight. Imperial Monk keeping his whole team heavily coalescent, aiming into them, trying to do something, but it's just quickly countered. The beam, not really too effective. The Ana grenade keeping people alive. And here we go, the Winston getting pop and Walrus getting these 2 kills right here. Imperial Monk going down to hash this. Red Rampage getting the Diva pop. Fat Piggy HD. Yep, the Death Blossom coming in. 2 people going down. That's going to get everybody down. And they're just going to take this in stride and hold them from getting to the second point.
It's like we saw a new TT Clan that match. They really just, I guess they really hit the locker room hard and just decided to pull out all the stops this map. That was a great defense on Street's face.
100%. We saw all the things we seemed to notice where, we felt like there wasn't communication, or we felt like they were a little bit eager when in their fights. Quickly got pulled back, really disciplined with the push. Coordination, we saw the Widow when they were trying to play the snipers. We'd see the Winston soldier or Winston somebody like dive buddies going to push that tank, push that sniper away, and then going back in for the re-engage 6v5. Just really good team play.
Yeah, I love the coordination that we saw from TT Clan there. Seemed like they really had their ults coordinated and they were just getting picks off well. It paid off. Is the Streets phase hold? That's not an easy second point to hold.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, but now that the sides have switched, we're gonna see if they can imitate this newfound, where they can get this, newfound success, or maybe they just found that, lucky day. We're gonna see what they can do as they come now onto offense. Hopefully, they can push forward and get all 3 points or get past that lucky golden box that we all know and are familiar with. Composition they're running, gonna have March Stomp on this Pharah, so already a switch up from how these teams want to run this map.
Yeah, that's interesting. Marsh Stomp on that Pharah, Red Rampage on that Widow. Kind of like good duo there with Red Rampage on the hit scan. We see Sherlock Ohms on that Mei once again, opting for that instead of like a Junkrat or something like that we usually see spamming into the choke. But we all know Sherlock Ohms is very capable with that Mei. So I'm going to be excited to see how Rush Hour defends here, what their strategy is going to be. Perhaps they're going to wall them off. The cart is rolling.
Yep, cart is rolling, and here we go. Pharah coming up from behind. Actually, don't even notice her. She's going to be able to get these early shots on a Watchful. Might be able to get this pick. Going to get it done by herself. And that's already someone down for the other team. She's going to boost back up in the air with the Discord owner. But this team's caught right here, all clumped up. Pharah getting these kills, and the rest of her team going forward with the Winston, with the Tesla cannon. Might be able to get somebody else. They are going to get the Soldier. And these are 4 people down. 4 big people to be down. Watchful going to be on his way quickly back. But they're going to catch them as they're trying to pull back. Just getting them one by one, really staggering them. They're going to 100% without it stopping get this first point.
TT Clan without stopping shows just how powerful Pharah is in dive. Marshtomp able to coordinate so well with Fat Piggy there, attacking the same targets, and Marshtomp with that early pick solo onto Watchful, just able to steamroll. If you don't have your Mercy, you're not getting that res, you're not getting that healing. Marshtomp really doing an excellent job coordinating with his main tank player as TT Clan looks to leverage that onto the second point.
Here she going now, just catching these people clumped up one of these bridges, trying to single people off, getting the kill into Watchful again, just head hunting his head, blasting herself back. Bear's gonna reposition. Marshtomp's getting these shots in and around. Diva bomb, be careful, no one dies to it. And now gonna reevaluate, go under and over the bridge, man. Just Walrus pushing and building this up. Marstomp gonna open up the rocket barrage, get 1 kill before quickly being shot down out of the sky. Payload is still moving forward though as they sit behind this barrier. And this golden box is where they're gonna try and put up the best front they can. They have 4.5 minutes they're gonna have to hold it off, so it's definitely gonna be tough, but not impossible.
Yeah, Rush Hour holding onto that golden ticket with both hands. As you see DeCrape get a headshot kill onto Red Rampage. That's gonna be a little bit of a reset perhaps from TT Clan. Sherlock Holmes with a pick onto Papa. With Walrus losing his mech. Yeah, they're gonna have to maybe take a look at the drawing board here, take their time. They have 4 minutes to do this. They don't need to be getting staggered like this, but Fat Piggy also falling. I really think that a TT Clan needs to just slow down and try to bait out some of these ultimates from Rush Hour.
Definitely gonna have to try and catch them, using too many and not the most optimal time. Sherlock Holmes, this ulti from him is going to be huge, especially if he can use it like right under this little bridge. If a fight breaks out where they can force it around there. Gonna get this kill right here. Actually, not this kill, gonna get some sort of destruction. Winston jumping inside, he wants to get this fight popping for his team. Quickly gonna go down, but Papa's gonna res him back up, and now here we go, the aimbot 76 coming through. 1, 2, 3, 49, 6, record as we're gonna see everybody going down. Darn near a team kill for this side of Rush Hour as they get everybody. And it is gonna be the team kill as they chase down Imperial Monk. There's a really good defense, I think also plays in part with Fat Piggy jumping in a little bit too aggressively.
Yeah, he forgot that Sherlock Holmes playing that Mei can just wall him off from the rest of his team, and you got dispatched for it. Papa also, unfortunately, popping that Valkyrie there, and TT Clan only baited out the tactical visor here. Egbert on that ledge over there that we've seen healers use to pick off the Widowmaker, getting a pick onto Tracer, forcing the res out. Really, TT Clan needs to take a step back and just build those ults and really try to reset, but it looks like they're committing to this push as Marstomp is still fighting on the point. That Sherlock pops that Blizzard under the bridge, like you mentioned, prompting a trance from Imperial Monk, and that self-destruct coming out from Walrus, not catching anyone, however. DeCrape's, hers is a little bit better.
DeCrape picking that up onto Walrus right here. Papa doing his best to hide, but he ends up getting hunted down in the end anyway. Mei gonna get this Winston frozen, gonna get the kill on the Sherlock Holmes. So the Mei versus Yeti, we see how that ends up playing out. Now the revive coming in for Watchful and the Hulk and Haru, trying to keep you alive in this Valkyrie state, just flying around, the pause coming through due to Papa disconnecting. So now I'm going to slowly lower my voice back to a normal speaking voice as we think about what just happened. So this fight, yeah, the Mei ulti under the bridge was really big, and it allows them to, it allowed them to put people in certain positions that they wanted them to, which actually was able to force people out into the open for DeCrape's ulti.
Yeah, DeCrape definitely got a little bit of a better self-destruct value there. A little hard to get self-destruct value when you have that Mei wall. I offered to sub. I was kind of joking, but...
Oh, gosh. What's going on here? No, alright. I don't even care anymore. Let's get it.
I don't know.
It is time to cosplay, Boda. This is your calling.
Or you can
yeah, we could do that. Then you can hear us roast you. Oh,
yeah,
but then you
exactly.
have information, so we can just talk about it from the attacker's point of view.
Okay. So
we'll
just watch Boda's team's point of view now.
Let's do. I mean, we can. Let's just go as normal. Let's go as normal. Because I don't want to kick him out of the voice channel,
Yeah, I guess. So Boda gonna give us that, that inside behind enemy lines counter intel right here.
That's right.
But anyway, Payload moving back. Boda and his team, hopefully he can pilot them to victory. Switching to the Mercy, there we go. The Meta Slave on to Marstomp, giving them the healing, flying around. They're gonna look to do this like he was saying. They need to build up ult charges right here. Pharah quickly building up though. And really, everyone's far off from ultis, it seems like. DeCrape trying to get his going, but he's going to be going in just trying to get Bob and Reeve around. They're going to put their bodies on the Payload Walrus right here with the Zarya laser. Payload is approaching its destination. Feel like I've heard these words before. Walrus getting taken down right there. Egbert with the shots to his head. Then he's going to get the other Zenyatta, so that's the healer already down. Boda trying to do his best to stay back. fly away. Gonna get real low, and he's gonna go down too. So that's both healers already down. Unfortunate, and they're just gonna keep pushing them back after losing those 2 key members of the team.
And now really trying to stay alive there, but unable to get back into the safety of my Winston bubble. 1 minute left. What are we going to be able to do here?
It's a little bit too meta. This is too meta.
It's too meta.
That's good. It's good. And we'll
So
be
right here.
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, jumping in right here, they're gonna look to try and throw themselves at this payload with these last couple minutes. Walrus back onto it again, really far off from the Diva or the Sorry ulti, so it's not going to really play into this last fight. What is going to play is the watchful popping of his ulti. Oda getting picked off real quick early, and then watchful reviving up Hulk and Haru. 30 seconds, the Mei ulti coming through. Imperial's quickly getting it frozen. Walrus is getting healed up, but only but for so long. Tesla can't do too much. He's just going to stand in the middle, almost accepting of his fate. Red Rampage now coming around the side, going to quickly recall back as he tries to draw the attention of people. But it might be just too little too late for Boda and his, botanical team.
Yeah, they're trying to move in to secure the overtime to get the reset, and we'll have Marsh top here though, so we'll get overtime going. That's gonna be a salty shot coming up in the sky, and that bubble is not for you. G-Crape takes 2. That's gonna be Boda and friends going down as they can't get back to the payload. We'll be Rush Hour taking it.
Team 1 gonna come through with the victory. GG, well played, everybody. Good job. And just to see if this play of the game is, hash this. On a risk. I think I know what this is. Yep, right here on the bridge. The Winston jumps in, and he gets walled off. She just puts this down, and the rest of the team, as soon as this wall falls, he has a pretty clear line of sight. Everyone else tried to fight over the wall, which I think is a big, big no-no. You don't want to jump over. It's kind of like, it's kind of like hopping a fence into a backyard and not knowing that they have 17 pit bulls waiting back there for you. I kind of just went a little bit too hard right there, but the Crate getting the MVP vote right there at the end. Good job for him. And it looks like these teams are calling it for the night.
Yeah, we welcome back Boda to the desk. Yeah, hopped over there on the player desk, and you're back. Man, you're just moving around,
Exactly. I hopped on stage. Exactly. I was so close to Valkyrie at the end there. I thought I was going to be able to do it, but unfortunately getting picked a couple of times. That'll do it. Rush Hour with a 4-0 win there. It seemed like TT Clan overall just maybe unable to get as coordinated as Rush Hour, but they had some moments of brilliance for sure. What was your favorite part of TT Clan, Manny?
Your favorite part of TT Clan?
Yeah, what was your favorite moments from them?
Favorite moments for them were probably what we saw for them coming out of there on Dorado. It definitely showed promise for how they were able to come out those gates and just almost unstoppably push forward for that first thing with Dorado. Definitely shows promise for them as a team. They're gonna have to look how they emulate that success. It was really good. The big thing right there was the Pharah sneaking around, kind of not getting noticed as she went around the sides. So maybe playing something like Tracer, who can also come around for the flanks on maps. Maybe that's the play style that seems to work for them. Someone coming from behind, catching the enemy team, and then just kind of pushing the go button in coordination with the smothering attempt. So definitely good team. There's a learning experience for both of them, and I'm sure a learning experience for Boda as he casted and played at the same time.
Never done that before.
Yeah, and I think I have to highlight the difficulty of cast playing. But unfortunately, we may see here we're looking at the TT Clan roster up on the screen. Maybe we'll see Boda up there one day taking Rek and Genji's job on the Mercy. But Boda, I guess for you, we talked about TT Clan. I mean, we're now returning. We know Rush Hour. If we're counting Blizzard World, that was a 5-0 versus TT Clan. So really for them, what do you think was the a player that we could look at that they could really rely on?
Definitely.
Go ahead.
Yeah, feel like I've been hyping him up all night, but we really saw the Mei player,
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I mean, Sherlock Holmes was just he killed it on Mei. He killed it on Pharah. I felt like we saw him getting a lot of work done there. Besides that, DeCrape, she did a really good job too. She flexed to quite a few different characters. We saw her on Pharah, Moira, right? Yeah. So they have a couple of superstars on their team for sure.
And of course, hash this with great tank play always up front, taking damage away from the rest of the team. But I guess as we are looking to wrap up here, we saw a lot of play. Going into maybe even just final thoughts, whether you guys want to talk about Blizzard World or just the state of where we saw them go away from Mercy, except for when Boda showed up and ruined the streak. On to Dorado. Were there any supports or I guess I'll give you guys a platform. Anything you want to talk about as we wrap up here? We'll start with Manny.
Go Fusion.
Very good. Okay. And is that your final?
That's all I gotta say. Go Fusion.
Okay, cool. And Boda, as we're wrapping up here.
Just excited to see what develops on Blizzard World, because I mean the meta game that developed on Horizon and on Junkertown, like Junkertown with the pirate ship, Horizon with when it started, everyone was running that Torbjorn, sometimes that Sim. I think the new maps that we've gotten have had such interesting strategies. I hope we see some interesting stuff, maybe breaking away from the dive meta on Blizzard World.
Yeah, especially as I think we're going to see a lot more focus on heroes like Moira and Ana and Lucio that just allow you to have the mobility of a death ball, to where the appeal of the dive is the high mobility, but you might see these roaming death balls that have, because Lucio might make his appearance back, and we saw a lot of the play and a lot of focus from Lucio on from Team Rush Hour. So good stuff, guys. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Again, this has been Broadcast.gg Scrim Nights, been a road to open division. If you want to get involved, whether it's on the casting side or on the team side, come join us under Discord. There's a link at Broadcast.gg at the top of the page. And then, like I said, whether you want to get better at casting, you want to get involved on the side, on the production, to do my job, please, I'm looking for more producers. Come through, guys. What was that?
I was saying, please be a producer. Please be a broadcast.
Please, because we want to run. We were really good. We ran a dual stream for like 3 or 4 days during one of the weeks, like before we wrapped up, or maybe at the beginning of this year. So this what it is about. So good stuff. Anyways, well, thank you everyone for tuning in. This has been Mushu. That's been Boda and Manny or Sunny, either one, and we'll see you guys next time.